situation about education in Pakistan, are we talking about tertiary education? Are we talking about school education? Are we talking about public sector, private sector? We are talking about madaris education, matriculation education, O levels and A levels. Education system in Sindh and interior Sindh, it is completely different than what we have over here in Punjab and Islamabad, and then what we have over there in Balochistan, and some other parts of KPK is entirely different from what we see over here in, say, Lahore or Karachi or some other cities. So there are so many policies from the government and attitude of the universities and also the students which are really hampering the quality of education over here in Pakistan, higher education. Okay. First of all, when it comes to public sector universities, unfortunately, most of the time we can put the blame on the system and the teachers, because many of them, they take it like जिसे कहते हैं ना कि government job वाला जो system होता है traditional, कि जी students are running after them and they do not have time to give to them, and the quality, again, I'm not making a sweeping statement. It is not the case with all the universities. Some are doing exceptionally well, लेकिन in most of the cases. Private sector में जब आप देखते हैं तो situation is entirely different. There what happens, unfortunately, again, in most of the cases, not all, there are some universities which are really focusing on quality and doing something really well. But in most of the private universities, the whole focus is on making money. We don't have students, quite frankly, we have customers, So our focus is that, like, enrollment, pacify the student, वो mind ना कर जाएं, ये वो this said, and then just give them degrees, so that we are making more and more money. And what is suffering because of this is quality of education, actually. Again, another thing when it comes to higher education, even in our, this is what I have been talking to a lot of people, even our research-based degrees, they are being taught like we had old master classes, midterm examination and final term examination and this and that. Now, creatively, we are more capable, but the thing is that there is more talk and less work, first and foremost thing. Second, as I just mentioned before, in foreign countries, especially even right now, their school level education is focused on innovation, creativity, arts is still embedded in like cramming. University level, I find it appalling, quite frankly. I'm really shocked that even at MPhil and PhD level, it is still based on those like cramming, midterm examination and final term examination, and then all of a sudden, one fine morning, we expect the student to write a very good thesis, So our even research-based degrees are not preparing the students for research. Their research-based degrees are preparing the student for research. At earlier level, they are focusing on critical and creative thinking, so on and so forth. Arts is still embedded in cramming, unfortunately. And the last thing, it's not to do with education system, but the overall attitude of the society, which is very much common in education systems as well. In foreign countries, what I have seen, they are looking at what we could have done and what we should have done. In Pakistan, we are always looking what others could have done and others should have done. Okay? They're critical and creative thinking based, and when it comes to tertiary education, research based. Arts is still, unfortunately, even at PhD level, cramming based. When it comes to education sector, we have to realize, again, it depends on the level, type, area, so on and so forth. But 2 or 3 things, I will still stick to what I said just a little earlier, that our main issue is attitudinal. Okay, capacity issues are there, but our main issues are attitudinal actually. We need to change the attitude of the teachers and the student and make our teaching and learning process more learning based than cramming based, number 1. Number 2, training. It is imperative. In foreign countries, for example, in universities, they have so many seminars and workshops and conferences and this and that, first of all. And number 2, at school level, college level, university levels, continuous professional development of teachers. I have been talking to a lot of school teachers, and what they tell me is that like, कि जी 8 में से 6 लेक्चर तो हमने पढ़ाने होती हैं, 2 में हमें क्लैरिकल वर्क दिया जाता है, ये इतनी ज़्यादा पाइल ऑफ नोटबुक्स होती है. इन फॉरेन कंट्रीज दे आर स्पेसिफिकली गिवन टाइम्स to improve their pedagogical skills, to improve their teaching methods, to bring some kind of innovations, this or that. We need to have continuous professional development for teachers. One problem that also I see in Pakistan, the things are going in reverse actually. Like 4 to 5 years ago, in order to be a school teacher, you had to have B.Ed or M.Ed, that kind of degree. Any teacher education degree you had to have in order to be a school teacher. Ab you simply become M.A. Islamiyat or M.A. Urdu. They will give you training for a few weeks actually, and here you go, school teacher. The subjects that we are already having in our curriculum, subject बुरे नहीं हैं, प्रॉब्लम हमारे पढ़ाने की टेक्निक और तरीके में है, ठीक है ना. अब अगर हम उर्दू पढ़ा रही हैं, उसमें एक स्टोरी है, ये इंग्लिश में एक स्टोरी है फॉर एग्जांपल, और सारा उसमें हम क्या करते हैं जी, आपने बस रट्टा लगाना है, ठीक है ना. ये इंग्लिश में अगर आपने ऐसे राइटिंग करवानी है तो ये एक ऐसे हमने आपको दे दिया है, सिंपली आप उसे क्रैम करें. अगर आप उसको थोड़ा सा मॉडिफाई करें, और इसके ऊपर कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स पाकिस्तान में हो भी चुके हैं कि इफ़ द स्टूडेंट हैव टू राइट एन एसे ऑन माई बैग, उनसे कहा जाता है कि जी आपके सामने आपका बैग पड़ा है, इसी का कलर, इसका प्राइस, शेप वगैरह वगैरह, इसी से रिलेट करके आपने लिखना है. तो सब्जेक्ट हमारे एडुकेटली ओके हैं, ठीक है ना, लेकिन हमारी टीचिंग मेथडोलॉजी में इश्यूज़ हैं, नंबर 1. नंबर 2, कुछ कंट्रीज़ में ऐसा होता है, फॉर एग्जांपल जर्मनी, whatever the level you are, whatever the classes you have done, you need to have some kind of vocational degree. Like if I'm not wrong, there was Angela Merkel. She was like chancellor, if I'm not wrong, of Germany, and she had a degree in hairdressing actually, ठीक है ना. और जो भी हो, उसने कोई ना कोई वोकेशनल डिग्री या सर्टिफिकेट लाजमी लेनी है. ये भी हो सकता है, हम कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम एक ये है कि हम बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस कर रहे हैं जनरल एजुकेशन के ऊपर. उसका प्रॉब्लम ये है कि समवन हैज़ डन लाइक M.A. पंजाबी और M.A. उर्दू फॉर एग्जांपल. अब उनकी प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में यूटिलिटी क्या है और कहाँ है. अगर उन्हें M.A. पंजाबी के बाद या M.A. उर्दू के बाद कोई जॉब नहीं मिलती है तो वो किसी प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में नहीं जा सकते हैं, स्किल उनको आती नहीं है. उन्होंने M.A. पंजाबी के बाद वही पंजाबी पढ़नी और पढ़ानी है ना, और तो सोसाइटी में कोई उसकी एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं है. लेकिन अल्टरनेटिवली अगर उनको स्किल्स भी कुछ ना कुछ दे दी जाएँ तो उसमें यह है कि अल्टरनेटिवली वो ये कर सकते हैं. बाकी अगर आप सब्जेक्ट ऐड करने की बात करती हैं तो हम इसको वोकेशनल का टच हो जाए तो इट विल बी वेरी गुड, स्पेशली एट स्कूल लेवल एंड कॉलेज लेवल, ठीक है. और दूसरी बात ये है कि सब्जेक्ट ऐड करने की बजाय आई थिंक जैसे सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाए जा रही हैं, इफ़ वी इम्प्रूव आवर मेथडोलॉजी, द सेम सब्जेक्ट कैन प्रोड्यूस वेरी गुड रिजल्ट्स.